Transport for London have recently launched a consultation with some proposals for changes to the private hire regulation. We are concerned that some of the proposals would actually go against improving the customer and driver experience.
Talk a little bit about some of these regulations that they're proposing.
So one of them is a 5-minute wait, for example. So you couldn't get into a car within 5 minutes of booking it. As a woman, often traveling alone, one of the things I love about Uber is that I can get a car very quickly and I don't want to be hanging around on the street late at night for 5 minutes.
It's particularly sensitive in London because you have these black cab drivers who spend years and years trying to be able to drive these cars. So what do you say to those black cab drivers who are upset and say this is unfair?
And we absolutely agree that the requirements on black taxis today are probably too onerous. They have invested 4 years in the knowledge, they've got certain vehicle requirements and things like that. But we would argue that the best way to improve the situation is to reduce the requirements on black taxis, particularly given modern technology, rather than to add restrictions on other services that just make things worse for consumers and for drivers.
Why do you think there's been so much controversy when it comes to Uber expanding in Europe?
Essentially, we've disrupted an industry that in many cities and countries hasn't been disrupted for decades, and those kind of changes can be uncomfortable for incumbents. And particularly here in the UK, we operate a fully licensed and regulated model, and I think sometimes we're associated with the rise of technology. We're some of the first to use technology to improve our business model, and sometimes those two get confused.